Hi, it's Kat, and today I'm going to be making a card with our Christmas Traditions luxury topper set, and the topper I am using is Coming Home for Christmas. So for this one I'm going to take a 7" by 7" card blank, and the first thing I want to do is turn this into a 7" by 5" tentfold card. So I'm just going to take that onto the 5 and trim that down. And put that to one side, and then I've got a piece of white Inkme cardstock, and I'm going to trim this down to 5 inches, so it's going to be the same width as my card, and then 4.5 inches. And I'm going to turn this into a little stepper for the front of my card. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. So with the 5" side at the top, is that right? Is it the 4.5 inch I want? It is. I'm going to score at 1.5 inches and 3 inches. And this is going to give me 3 little panels I can just fold in. So the back panel here, I'm going to add some red liner tape to, and I'm going to stick this behind the back of my card front. And I'm going to go in with the red liner just for that extra strength. You can use your construction glue, you'll just need to give it a little bit of time to fully dry. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the front of my card, and I'm just going to line that up in front of that piece, just meeting the score line at the bottom there, and then I can fold this up, and it's going to create this stepper effect front card, this panel on the side here. So now let's get matting and layering these up. So I've cut myself from Gold Miri a 7 by 5" gold mat, and then this piece is 5 inches by 1.5 for our front section. So we'll cut ourselves some layers from our cardstock here. So I'm going to cut this to 3 notches under the 5 inches by 3 notches under the 7. Make sure that's sat right under there. And then this piece here I can take to 3 notches under the 1.5. And we'll just use our construction glue to get these in place. So that one on there. And the same again with our smaller strip. And then we can add them to our card base. Fold that up, and we'll get our front panel on. Just make sure it's not wiggled about too much with the glue, and we'll get that to dry while we pick out which toppers we are going to use. And I think we'll take the welly boots for this one. We'll take our circular wreath and our Coming Home for Christmas. sentiment. So I'm going to pop this out of here. Just going to add some glue to the lower part of the outer frame. And we're going to pop that onto the bottom. And then we'll take a foam pad on the back of the main image. I popped that to the wrong side. So I'm just going to take that off. Just be a bit more careful than me at home. We'll now pop it to the bottom. And we can pop that. In fact, I'm going to bring it down so it's sitting at the bottom of the frame there. Then I'm going to remove the frame and the topper again from this arch element. Glue all the way around there. And we're going to sit this in here. By placing that circle element lower down onto the frame, it means you're going to be able to see more of the image peeking through from this arch topper. Sorry, I meant to put that on foam pads. Getting carried away with my construction glue. Nothing unusual for me. So we're going to pop that in there, and then we will just finish with our sentiment across the bottom here. So I'm just going to add a thin strip of foam pad to this piece here. So I'm just going to take the strip and place it on where I want it to sit on top of this topper. Trim it down. And then we can add that back in at the bottom. And there we have our 7 by 5 inch stepper card.